Yes everybody, what's happening? As you know, Fallout 5 is happening. It got greenlit last year. Obviously I'm not expecting it to come out anytime soon and there's a remaster to get first, but in terms of the next main title Fallout released, I'm both hyped and nervous. It's probably going to be the make or break game for the Fallout future, at least as a fan of the old work. But I figured I'd come up with a wish list, everything that I want from a new Fallout game and a few things that I definitely don't want. Starting with a big one, make the game cross-platform. No Microsoft exclusive, none of that crap. Obviously now Starfield is coming to PlayStation next month, but it's almost too late for anyone to give a damn at this point. 3 years too late in fact. Should have been day one. But either way, Fallout 5, if you're going to do a multiplayer at least, make it cross-play. Next up, I want better role-playing, and you know exactly what I mean by this. Look, I love Fallout 3 and 4 to death, but these are not good role-playing games, and this all starts with your character. Get rid of the voice acting. This does not work, it breaks immersion, it's so anti-role-playing. If you've absolutely got to, maybe bring it back, but give me the option to turn it off. But ideally just get rid of it, man. Did not work in Fallout 4, outside of, you know, maybe a few funny throwaway moments.
Land in the ocean in one, perhaps two more launches. My circuits tremble with excitement.
There's no way this ship will survive another launch.
And it ain't gonna work in any future Fallout game either. Also, with the playable character, don't bother giving any elaborate backstory like in Fallout 4 or Fallout 3. In fact, I prefer the options in Starfield. When you make your character in Starfield, you can choose your background. Same could be added in Fallout 5. You could choose, where's your backstory that you're an ex-bounty hunter? Maybe you were kicked out of a faction for chem use, and now that faction will react bad towards you. And plus, I want to make some massive choices that will affect the game. This only adds to replay value, which can only ever be a positive. If I want to be a bad, let me be unredeemably evil. Let me incinerate a load of orphans and poison the town's water supply. And I want bigger consequences too during dialogue and player choices. And this kind of bleeds into my next point as well, which is bring back the option to kill any character. I don't care how important they are. I don't care how important they think they are. Let me burn them all. My next wish is, I want to see the gameplay and gunplay of Fallout 4 and 76 return to Fallout 5. Both these games had dope gameplay, both felt good to play, the combat and the shooting. Hate on the games all you want, but you ain't denying this, the gunplay was dope. Next up, I want to return to darker themes, reminiscent of the first few games. I am fine with a more light-hearted humour too, but I want a more bleak overall feel of a wasteland. Even the humour should be way more dark and almost sarcastic, you know. I love that about the first game, it felt so dark and creepy at times. I want way more of that in Fallout 5. Unfortunately, with the way that the TV show's gone, I doubt it's happening, but I can always hope. But this also bleeds into my next point of the atmosphere. The atmosphere in Fallout 3 and Fallout 1 is unmatched. All the games have their moments, yeah, but I want it laid thick again like those games. And then I want some new enemies too. One thing that always bugged me about Fallout 4 is some of the enemies and how they barely made sense. For example, why the hell are there scorpions in Boston? Scorpions make way more sense in like New Vegas or California setting, so take out any enemies that don't make sense and replace them with new ones and add some new enemies. I love, for example, the whole cryptid shit in 76. And how about some sea animals as well? We barely have any sea animals in Fallout. And speaking of 76, I'd like to see multiplayer return, but as a side mode. Bethesda needs to focus on the single player, but multiplayer should be an afterthought if anything, but I do want to see it come back, but again, with crossplay. Has to have crossplay. I don't know why 76 still doesn't. But then I want to talk about settlements. And I want to bring up Starfield again because I prefer settlements in that game over the ones in Fallout 4. And I'm cool with the option to build little towns or whatever, but I don't want any mandatory settlement crafting because it can get annoying if you're not interested in it. Right. Weapons real quick. More the fucking merrier. Come on, I want bare weapons, bunch of variants, and not just name changes with a different stat. I want the weapons to look totally different depending on the variant. And although I never personally played around with it too much, it would be cool to see cooking return from Fallout 4 also. Now I'll go to talk factions, because my ideal Fallout game would have more factions than we've ever seen. But not all of them need to be equally as important. So what I'm trying to say is, you could have like 3 main factions, one good, one bad, one neutral, and they're all in like this long war with each other, but then have like 4 more smaller factions, a few neutral ones, and then one that's maybe really evil or something, It would be cool if you could use these smaller factions, convince them to put aside the differences, and unite multiple factions against whichever factions you make your enemy. Maybe they only agree if you promise them a favour, and then it's up to you to fulfill that promise, or just use them and backstab them later down the road. And speaking of factions, the leader of these factions, they've got to be charismatic and memorable. Give me reasons to want to side with them, give me reasons to want them dead. Now personally, I want to be able to join the Enclave. It's about time they let us, and why this hasn't been done yet, I don't know, but they're my favourite faction in all of Fallout, and it's way overdue, so let us join the Enclave, let's see them return. I also feel as though there could be more with the Minutemen. Now obviously Preston is annoying and everyone modding so they can kill the prick, but as a concept there's definitely more that could be done with the Minutemen, so depending on the location and time, why not? And for the record, after watching the TV show, at least the first season, you know, Preston don't seem all that bad. I'm just saying, that motherfucker Maximus. Yeah. And finally, let's talk about the location. Where should the game be set? I have a few ideas, some more realistic than others. For example, I'd love a full game set in England, you know, like the Fallout London mod. It works so well, but I doubt that will ever happen. So on a more realistic side, my first idea is New York. This will be dope, seeing the city just rubble, skyscrapers knocked down, some barely standing, and the subway with some creepy side quests set there. And then you got Central Park for your wilderness area where a bunch of animals and deformed beasts lurk. For the record, 76 had my favourite setting. Say what you want about the game, I don't care. But the Appalachian Mountains was a dope idea for a setting and it worked well. I love that it ain't totaled like every other map you've played. And I think that's why I like it so much. It's different, but it's realistic. And plus, on that map there are like different zones, each with a different feel, different plants and different atmospheres. I just thought it was so good, you know. Anyway, another location idea. Florida.
Huh?
Right, hear me out. Crazy locals. Radigators. That lurk the swamps, because gotta have swamps. Radigators and the returning Gator Claw. You can't tell me that Florida wouldn't be a mad setting for a Fallout game. But yeah, man, that's my wish list for Fallout 5. You know, there's plenty more stuff if I think about it. But off the top of my head, those are the biggest things that I can think of what I want to see in Fallout 5. And let me know in the comments whatever you want to see in Fallout 5 as well. Alright, catch you in the next one. Have it.